So on this 8670 here, I think I mentioned in one of the previous videos, Stan was having a tough time steering, and then we got on the tractor, had the door open, and we heard this front wheel clunk. So something in this diff is definitely messing up. I took the cap off. I didn't see shards of steel, but it definitely had a lot of shavings, like fine stuff. So taking this hub extension stuff off kind of does suck, but we don't have the right extension that reaches from here all the way through with the socket, so we got to use 2 extensions, so it makes it a pain, but we'll get it off. I got over half of the nuts off yesterday, and then we started chopping. We'll show you how tight one of these are. So Henry's gonna hold the camera, right? Henry wants to hold it, he said. Okay, just like that. Can you do that for a second?
Yeah. Well, we have here. Now.
You think it was tight, Henry?
Yeah. Then he got this tire off.
Now the air gun will do it, because the 2 extensions, it don't open it. Right, Henry?
Yeah.
That all you gotta say? Okay. We got the oil out. It was full of oil. Henry, you gotta keep that off. And this sucker, I wanna say is very heavy, and Christoph just had to leave. And I really don't want to drop it for multiple reasons. I don't want to potentially break that, but I think before I break that, I'm just going to make a very nice hole in the cement, which I also don't want to make, but I just don't want to drop it. But there was plenty of oil in there, and we'll see if the problem's even in here at this rate. It's a weird combination of stuff that was going on, because it would not steer for the life of us. But there's popping right here. Okay. Yeah. So Henry's gonna hold the camera, right? And I don't have time to wait for Christoph to come back, so we're gonna try lifting this, right? You wanna hold this? Okay. You wanna tell him what's going on? You gotta hold it up a little bit. Oh, sorry. There you go.
Well, we got them go here. Well, there's oil on the...
Henry, you gotta back up a little bit. You're a little too close.
Well, we got this off.
It's not a double.
Is it a double?
No, it's all single. But the problem is not here. That means the problem's either on the other side or the center, and I just took all those duals off for nothing, Henry.
This does work.
I mean, I'm happy, but I'm also not, because now I still don't know what's wrong, right?
Yeah.
So Henry, what's the plan?
If we can take this ring off, then we can look.
Okay.
Then there's oil on this.
Uh-huh.
Then this still moves.
So this sucker right here is just sitting on a huge bearing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a double system like that, but I guess not.
It's not.
Nope.
Nope.
He's copying me now.
No, I'm not.
So this project just got very, very big and very expensive. This hub was good. I pulled the plug for the center diff, and there's steel. So what's gonna happen is we'll put this tire back on. We're gonna drive it up front, because now we have to pull all the front tires, both front hubs, the front steering piston off, the front drive shaft, that whole assembly out. Yeah, this just got huge. And it's not gonna happen probably right now, and we probably won't have this for corn pushing anymore this year, because we ain't got time. So could be the last you see of this tractor for a little while until we get it time to work on it. And the chopper right here, Christoph is looking for him, but we got to change a bunch of the dogs. And what those are these cleaners. He was plugging yesterday so much. All he was doing was yelling in that cab because it was so frustrating. It was plugging all the time. So we got to change some of these dogs, or all of them, or as many as we got. But he's just trying to find that box they're in. We had the same problem when we first bought this corn head the first year. Who previously had it, he ran them until it wouldn't stop plugging, and then when we bought it with the chopper, we had to fix it. That was a very rough year too. Well, I worked on this for a while. Luke actually did help me.
For 2 minutes?
No, he helped me pull this side apart, the duals. This was on here for a different project, but we got the duals off. I ended up a suspension. Since it worked fine during corn planting, and then once we got the bucket system back on it, it worked fine for a little while, and then right when, I don't know, a couple weeks after, or days, it started messing up, and it wasn't kind of riding like a suspension should. It just stayed down, and then eventually sometimes it'd come up. And I tried doing the calibration process. I messed with the solenoids, couldn't figure out, haven't had time really to mess with it. But if you put it into calibration mode, it lifts it all the way up to find top height, and then drops it all the way to find bottom, and then it centers it. But I picked it all the way up, shut the key off, left it up, put the jack stand on it, so that way we can work in here. But because we got to pull the pistons off, the drive shafts, pull that unit out. I had to pull these out with the crane. I'm hoping will work. But we're gonna go chop some corn now, and yeah. So we're driving down from the shop, and I don't think I've ever shown it on camera yet, but we gotta show the kids corn from the garden. And Henry said it has to get chopped, and Marcus did too, and Ava, but I think Henry's gonna be in the cab. I think they planted it at 100,000 population or something. They did it by hand and just stuck a bunch of corn seed in the ground. But they were having a blast, and they said it's gotta get chopped with the big chopper. So we're lined up in the lawn, and I think, if I remember correctly, he wanted it in like one of the wagons. Well, yeah, they had a whole execution plan on how they wanted this done, which is funny. So Henry is saying this cornfield has to get, we gotta wait to chop it, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? He wants to show his other Oma. She's gotta be here.
Did you apologize for giving honey?
So
He wants to give you a
I guess
honey
this is getting weighted, or they're gonna wait to chop this because they want to chop it while Alex's mom is here also, because the kids really want to show her. Well, I just took a bath in hydraulic oil. I had to use eye wash. So now my hair is covered in oil. So, well, there's a deer right there. So, yeah, we had a hose that didn't want to cooperate, and I got blasted. So, besides that, they've done a couple loads now without me, and well, this happened on the first load. I just didn't record. So
It's not on.
oh, anyways, we're chopping right here behind the barn, and we're just gonna run with 2 dump wagons because we got an inch of rain now this afternoon / all night long. That adds up together. And we've definitely had more impressive We've definitely had more impressive corn in this field. But it could be worse. So Marcus is running the 7495, and I'm running the R here. And my goodness. So I'm running on auto throttle right now because driving down the road, I can at least drive 26 miles an hour and it lowers the RPMs down. And that's nice, otherwise you have to floor it. But I honestly hate it in the field here, especially chopping. This is the first time that I'm recording and doing this, and fuck me. I'm gonna switch this thing over to manual in a minute as I put this camera down. I don't like it. I look like a moron driving. Let me switch this. Alright, we're gonna drive this with the throttle. Alright, you guys are looking at me like I'm a fucking idiot. There we go. Now I can control the speed with my throttle. I look like a moron.
Looks like a tractor.
Yeah, he just got done hauling mold. Now that we're into the field a little bit, we got some better corn. Fills these little dump wagons up quick. But they may be little wagons, but they were cheap. I could buy a lot of these wagons for the price of one of those new ones. I think a brand new one is between... He changed a couple of those cleaners today. But clearly he's gonna change all of the rest. It's not enough. Normally we never have plugging problems. Very rare. Kinda annoying. But what was I gonna say? I don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah, a brand new dump wagon, 50 to 70,000, and I think you can go even more expensive depending on extra add-ons. And you're asking about add-ons for a dump wagon. You can put scales on them. That makes them extremely more expensive. And there's other options, but you know, after I saw the price tag of just a dump wagon, I really didn't give two craps about any of the add-ons. These old Richingtons, convert them to a single axle. I think you can buy a Richington like $4 grand as a as a 2-axle system, and then you can buy a running gear for a couple, or we paid like $3,500 for this running gear when it was a grain cart. The cart was junk, but the undercarriage was good. So this cart right here cost like 7 to 8 grand, and that's over many years because we ran it as before converting it for a long time. So
Simon, where have you been for the past?
So I can say our 7 to 8 grand investment, we can buy a lot of these wagons. Old Marcus right here. That 74's got some extremely bright lights with having the LEDs all the way around. This doesn't have any LEDs on it, but it's got lights in the right places. You can see everywhere, so can't complain about that with this. Yeah, it doesn't have any LEDs or HIDs. It's just plain Jane normal lights. This is nice corn though. Just had to get into the center of the field a little bit more, I guess. We're putting this on the drill tomorrow. Get it set up. Because we have the GPS system now this year for this, we're going to do all the cover cropping with this tractor. Another reason for the GPS to at least use it, other than just planning. And then our plan also for that is to put it in the combine. From what we know, and have at least figured out so far, it should fit right in there and all work and talk. As long as everything on the combine side is still working. But when we got it, we were told the previous owner was very particular with the combine. It was always well taken care of, and we saw that right away that it was. And the GPS system was just taken out of it when it went to the dealer. So it's not like it wasn't working. And we're hoping at least to have some yield data this time, combine, and it'll help a lot more, like knowing which corn brand or seeds to use. We were keeping track of it with load weights and stuff like that, but it is nice in the moment, chopping the field, to know how sections are doing. This is kind of a very odd shaped field, even though you wouldn't think it is. Kind of diamonds out right at the front here, or and I guess it would be the front right now, but it's the end of the field. Front's on that side. I've really been trying to get you guys a video a day. Some will be longer than others. Maybe this one will be a little shorter because we were just doing shop work. Then I had to go in the barn with the welder. Luke helped me. Had to weld up a post that snapped off a couple days ago, and then because it was raining today, we were able to have some time to do it. So I went and did that with Luke while he was here, because he was supposed to drive today. He had yesterday and today off from work, but because it was so much rain and it was still raining all day, and Christoph was working with the chopper too, we couldn't get started until frickin', oh my gosh, worst we've had it since we bought this, bought that head. And then we had to go through and do all the cleaners, and it was good now for a long time, but clearly he was fighting it yesterday really bad, and I guess it's still a little better right now, but it needs to be a lot better. It's ridiculous. Anyways, now I don't know what I was saying, but Luke helped me. He at least came and hung out and did that. And then he helped me in the shop a bunch with some of the tractor stuff. Stuff's heavy.
But it was working. I zeroed it out. It wasn't zero. I don't know if it's still there. We'll see.
Talking about the mixer wagon.
I mean, if it's at zero, you wiggle the wire around, it doesn't go anywhere. It'll probably be fine for today.
Ferdy pressure washed the mixer wagon today, because the thing was, well, just nasty, and he had time, did it, which is good, but some water found a crack and made the scale go all wonky. So Christoph, we got a new wire, but must be sitting all day. It dried out because it's working fine again. Well, we're done for the night. We were at least able to put a good layer on that corn bunk, keep it fresh every day. At least get that today. Marcus is parking this. We'll need it tomorrow. It ain't dry out anymore. That rain we got yesterday was enough to get the fields not dusty anymore, but only trucks were still running, so it was nice. Today ruined all of it, and it is sloppy.